This is Chris, the Idaho Painter, here on Paint Live TV. Today I'm going to be unboxing and introducing you to a couple sprayers. I got the Titan ControlMax Pro 1900 and I got the Titan ControlMax 1700 here, and I'm going to give you some of the key features about these sprayers. Recently I was in Lowe's, probably one of my favorite home improvement or do-it-yourself hardware stores, and discovered that these two sprayers are sold there now. So we're going to unbox these things, we're going to talk about these sprayers, we're going to take them out, put them to the test, and let you know what we think about them. These sprayers are designed for entry-level professional sprayers, painters, and they also are designed for do-it-yourselfers that have painting experience. They are affordable sprayers. You don't have to invest a ton of money to get yourself on the way to spraying interiors, exteriors, decks, and fences. But let's get to the unboxing and show you what these sprayers look like. All right, the first sprayer I drug down here is the Titan ControlMax 1900 Pro. So this is what we'd call a high boy sprayer. It's on a stand that conveniently wheels around. So again, it's brand new. Unboxing this thing, taking a look at it. These sprayers, one thing I'll tell you about them, these are ControlMax HEA sprayers. Both of these sprayers, they run at low pressures. One of the key features about that is low overspray. Now Titan claims you're gonna have 55% less overspray with the HEA sprayers and guns and tips. And I know a lot of people are afraid of overspray, and that could be something beneficial to you. Comes with a 50-foot hose that we're gonna attach here. There's gonna be some, I assume, a gun in here. We've got the bag of goodies right here. Looks like we have a little compartment on top that houses your probably tips and some accessories right there. I'll talk a little bit about the HEA line of sprayers, the ControlMax line of sprayers. Now, these have guns, hoses, and fittings that are proprietary. You can't attach another Titan gun like an RX Pro gun to this gun, and you can't attach a whip to this gun. You can't attach another hose to this gun without any special fittings. It's really designed to run, as a whole system. This gun, this hose, the tips. The tips are HEA tips, but they're proprietary tips that go, in this guard itself. Got instructions. If you've never, used an airless sprayer, highly recommend reading the instructions. Paying attention to injection hazards. It does come with an injection hazard card right here. If you ever get injected with paint, you need to take this to the hospital so you get treated properly. I always have one in my wallet at all times. Looks like these things will attach right there. Gonna put the tip in the gun. Just like this, gun's ready to go. This is just gonna attach right in here, probably pretty easily. There we go. Front and back, it looks like they're identical. Now you got a convenient little compartment to run your sprayer. Comes in a high boy stand. Does have adjustable handle right here. Up front, we've got some settings right here. So this is another thing that's interesting about the ControlMax sprayers. They have an app that you can actually download. I download it on my phone, ControlMax. So you can now take and enter in the paint you're using, and it's going to give the settings that you actually set the sprayer to run the paint or coating you're actually using. You can use the app to track the usage of the sprayer. You can use the app to get a hold of Titan customer service really easy. I've in the past called Titan customer service. They're absolutely amazing. You actually get a hold of somebody here in the United States, and they give you really good, valuable advice working through any problems that you may have with the sprayer. So get that app, download that app, and use that. I got an iPhone, typed in ControlMax with no spaces, and it came right up. Here's the hose. Just gonna attach one end to the sprayer. Looks like we have a notification right here. Don't forget to read notifications. It says important. As a standard practice, the pump should be checked for suction before used. Press the red pusher, stem 3 times. Oh, so this is interesting. So the Titan 440, a brand new Titan that just came out, and the Titan Impact has a pusher ball valve right here. And this pusher actually pushes on the ball to release the ball, because over time the ball could corrode. It could get stuck, and it'll cause the sprayer not to prime properly. Hit this pusher valve, hit it now, it's brand new, hit it, it'll make sure that ball is unseated and loose, and the sprayer will prime. Absolutely love that feature. When that ball would get stuck in the past, we'd take a hammer, bang on the front of the sprayer. It breaks things, it messes the sprayer up, makes the sprayer look ugly. So that's kind of cool. You have a prime, just on off, simple, easy to use. You have a cord right here, and to plug it in, it is electric. So very simple, easy to use. On the box, it did say this sprayer is rated at 300 gallons a year. So if that falls, if you're a professional painter, that falls into your category. It could be, an entry-level sprayer that could function for you at a reasonable cost. All right, we're continuing to get this sprayer set up. Going to go over, some of the key features, other key features on it. The 1900 Pro will run 0.4 gallons a minute. The maximum tip size that you can use is a 19 orifice size. It's a 0.70 horsepower, and it also will run up to 500 gallons per year. So if you're a professional sprayer, running 500 gallons of paint or less a year, this might be the ideal, sprayer for you at an affordable cost. To hook your hose to the gun, just got to go right through the cage right here, and then we're just going to screw that right on the sprayer. And once again, these are, what's a little bit unique about this sprayer is the fittings on here. So you can't just take a regular standard Titan, hose and actually, hook it to this gun. So it has a different proprietary fittings on, the end of this hose to make sure that you're not running, other hoses and other equipment that run at high pressure, because this is a low pressure, unit that runs 800 to 1100 PSI. Gun set up right here, just like that. This is what it looks like. So now we've got a storage unit right here. If you want to store a wrench, put it together. If you want to store a bunch of tips, guards are clean. Looks like our tip and guard will even fit inside this thing, just like that. Snaps closed. Another feature of the Highboy, what's different about the Highboy, a 5-gallon bucket, the handle will hook right in here. You can tilt it back. You can move your 5-gallon bucket along with your sprayer. You don't have to pick it up individually like you would with the 1700 sprayer. So once you unwind your hose, you actually have a hose rack right here that actually will hold your hose and your gun. So everything's not hanging around, you can just wheel it right off. All right, now we're gonna open our 1700. Take a look at that. In the 1700, more compact unit. It's a 0.33 gallons a minute. Maximum tip size on the 1900 is an orifice, a 19. You could use like a 619 tip. The maximum orifice on this is a 17, so you can use like a 517 tip. The maximum gallons a year for this unit, unlike the Pro, this is 300 gallons a unit, and the horsepower is a 0.60. So a little bit smaller motor, less gallons a minute, smaller tip size, but it is a compact unit. I want to make a puzzle to get it out. All right, so we got the compact unit set up right here, or not quite set up. We got to do a little more putting together here. Same thing, it's got a storage compartment on top. I'm just going to click those in. The storage compartment ready. It's got the exact same gun. I do want to talk about this key feature on these sprayers. Unlike these units in the past, they do have removable fluid sections. So now, as the sprayer, if it wears out, fluid section goes bad, you can now replace the fluid section, which is a nice little benefit to the life of your sprayer. So warranty information, both the 1700 and 1900 come with a 2-year limited warranty. No more information. If you've never used the sprayer before, make sure you read the instructions. Got a lot of experience using sprayers, setting up sprayers, so I know what's going on here. Make sure you feed it through the hole, and it's easier just to get this straight and actually twist your gun to get on instead of using a wrench initially. This hose is very stiff, so trying to get it straight and lined up is not easy. Just get it nice and snug. Gun, hose are set up. It does have a removable handle right here, so the handle gets in your way. You don't like a handle. I'm not sure why you would remove it, but it'll make it more compact. Same control setup. Use your app to figure out your settings. So you're just going to enter in the paint in the app that you're going to be using. It's going to tell you, what setting to set it on. This one does come with a 515 tip. Let me see what tip size that comes with. That comes with a 515 also. 515 tip is what I would recommend for exterior painting. Definitely have to hook on our fluid section and prime hose on here. It's got a little crimp lock on here. Want to make sure to slide the lock up. You just push on. Very simple, easy to do. Now, unlike your Titan 440, Titan 740, I got a 740, big fan of that sprayer. There's no lubrication needed on these units, so they don't come with lubrication, so don't look for a lubrication spot because there isn't one. You got your prime tube, intake tube right there, ready to go. Set everything aside, and these sprayers are good to go, ready to run. Other than key feature, I really like the 1700, just like the 1900, does have a pusher ball valve on it that releases the ball if it corrodes, if it gets stuck, if a piece of grass gets stuck in it, anything. Does have a replaceable fluid section also. Now I'm going to give you my final thoughts on the Titan ControlMax 1900 and 1700 HEA sprayers. I've had the opportunity to use the sprayers. Here is the 1900. One of the things about the sprayers, I gotta say, these sprayers are very simple, easy to use. If you're a do-it-yourselfer, you can't find an easier sprayer to use. It's basically just plug and play. You have just a prime and spray knob. You have a control knob right here that adjusts your pressure. If you use the app, it's gonna tell you with the paint you're using exactly what number to set it at. I didn't use the app. I just kind of played around with the pressure knob. It was very simple and easy to use. It came with the hose and gun. I sprayed, an addition with it. I sprayed, pretty thick latex product called Montage. With it, it sprayed perfect with the HEA tip. The HEA tips in this system, it's a low pressure system. These HEA tips, which there's one right here. This was a 515. It came with a 515, perfect for spraying exteriors. It gave out a really nice spray pattern without any fingering right off the bat. Like I say, simple and easy to use, plug and play. No lubrication points to it. You didn't have to lube it. I just plugged it in. It was ready to go to start spraying. One thing I noticed was I opened up the top right here, the storage compartment. It has 4 little holes inside there. And I realized that's an actual slot you can put a tip in which I think would be kind of cool is just put some paint thinner in there. Your tips would be sitting down inside paint thinner so they wouldn't rust or corrode, because your tips will rust and corrode if you store them in water. And if you don't clean them well, the paint will dry inside of them and then they'll be not usable. So make sure you clean your tips, and then that's a pretty cool little storage compartment right there. Is there any negative experiences I had with it? Now, I do gotta say, the hose itself, is a pretty stiff hose, and the hose goes straight into the gun right here. And when I was using it, being a really stiff hose, is a little bit difficult to manipulate the gun, and the hose was getting in the way. way. And typically with all professional sprayers that we use, we typically add a gun whip on it. So there'll be a gun whip that is like a 3-foot whip or a 5-foot whip, and that makes your hose really soft, maneuverable, and flexible at the gun, and your hose isn't getting in your way because it's really flexible. Now you can add a gun whip to this thing, and it'll resolve the stiffness in the hose, make it a lot easier for you to spray. There are adapters that you can adapt a whip to and put a whip on there. So it's just kind of one suggestion. And if there was anything to criticize on the sprayer, it's just the stiffness of the hose. I am a big fan of airless spraying. You're going to be significantly faster painting the inside and outside of your house with an airless sprayer. So as a do-it-yourselfer or a professional painter, I do recommend airless spraying. For a do-it-yourselfer, this is a perfect entry-level sprayer, very cost-effective. It will get you spraying. It'll make your job faster, more efficient, and even more enjoyable. And you can use it for spraying the outside of the house. You can use it for spraying doors. You can use it on the inside, spraying walls, ceilings, trim. There's pretty much nothing that this entry-level airless sprayer from Lowe's won't do for you.